That's the wrong bit. Let's play the intro. We're professional.
We're jumping straight in, you don't have time.
You're listening to The Opinion Zone. It's that time again when common sense and decency go out the window and questionable opinions come in. Starring your deranged hosts, Jay Eggman, Nicole SPD64, and of course the one and only David The Lurker. Oh, and as always, please remember the following show will probably contain strong language. We warned ya, so don't complain. Let the chaos control begin.
Come on, let's go. Hey, yo, it's the Sonic Show. Hey, yo, it's the Sonic Show. Hey, yo, it's the Sonic Show. Come on, let's go.
Hello.
Hello.
It is episode 60 of the Opinion Zone.
Yeah, great.
We made it. As you heard from my intro, it's me, Jay Eggman. I'm joined by Nicole.
Hello.
And I'm joined by David The Lurker.
That's the correct pronunciation, yes.
And we have a special guest. We actually have a guest on the show today. So, how exciting. We actually managed to convince someone to come on the show. So, guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Lisa Medin. Medin in Swedish, actually. Yeah, I'm Swedish. I'm a cartoon artist, and I've been reading the Sonic comics, for a really long time, which is why I'm here.
So, thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have you on.
Happy to be here.
Now, before we kick off and go crazy, has anyone got any news they'd like to share since last week? Anything that's been happening to them? Anything they would like to announce or share?
No.
Not really. Nothing Sonic related or cool related.
Nothing cool.
Nicole, do you not even have an update on our missing host?
Oh, you mean the
Your
Secret
boyfriend?
Search? Oh yeah, that guy. I'm kidding. He's probably gonna listen to this and think, what a bitch. He thinks that anyway. But yeah, he is currently hanging out with friends and having fun and possibly getting drunk. But he's PC. He's been able to get a guy to come over, and it should be fixed by next week. So he might be back pretty soon. So yay!
Yay, indeed.
Cool.
Right.
Yay.
One day.
One day. So, do we think we should start with the news and get straight into this week's latest news? Shall we?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get straight into it. Woo!
Bring you the latest news from around the world of Sonic, or whatever Jay could find on Google a half hour ago. It's time for the Opinion Zone News Corner.
Let's do some news. Right, first news item of the day. My microphone is popping like mad.
Wow. That's some great news.
I'm shocked.
Well, if
Taking
you're
it
going to
straight
take
to
the
the
mic,
queen.
I'm going home. Fuck you. Right. See, my mic is really bad. I haven't got a filter on it today.
This is just like listening to the podcast. It's wonderful.
It's crazy. I'm so sorry. First piece of news. Who here has some Sonic Glam Glow Gravity Mud?
I do.
Not me.
I'm afraid I'm fresh out.
Well, just me and Lisa then.
Yeah.
You had to import it from America, which was not always the cheapest thing to do.
I don't. I can buy it at a store over here.
Right, fuck this show. I'm going home.
I'm so sorry, but I also got it for half the price you mentioned on the website.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Like, I don't think I like you as a guest anymore.
Wow.
No, only joking. No, so for those apart from Lisa, who had to import it from America for $69 plus international shipping, it is now available to purchase in the UK stores of Glam Glow, and they're selling it for a measly £39.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's great.
Huh. So I guess you should have waited.
Yeah. Thanks.
You should never wait. That's like the number one thing about Sonic stuff. You should never wait. You should just do it.
But it doesn't make sense because, like I said, it's $69, yeah? But
Yeah.
£39 converted to US dollars is $47.
Jamie, why complain that we get it cheaper than they do?
Because I paid the American price!
Oh, okay, well, you must have forget it early. You should have fucking waited like David. I said David, wow. David!
That's my J-pop.
David.
If it makes you feel any better, I paid a lot of money to be able to import the Sonic clothes from Drop Dead.
Oh, by the way, Lisa, you can't see the Radio Sega chat. I'm going to link it, see if you can read it. But people are saying hello to you. They're all saying hello. They're pleased to have you on the show.
Oh, cool! Another chat for me.
Feel free to have a look at that if you want. So people in the chat that she can't currently read your messages, but she might be able to in a second. There she goes. She can see you now.
Hey.
Right.
Oh.
So, how exciting!
You'll regret it soon. I mean, of course not. You'll enjoy it all.
So, Nicole, now you can buy it for £39. Are you tempted?
I think no.
No.
I'm not into that kind of stuff.
What? Looking nice?
What kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen me, Jamie. You should know this by now.
I know, and I don't understand why Scourge continues to see you, but...
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I ask him the same thing. So, maybe I could get it for Scourge, maybe.
actually, some friends tipped me off that this Glam Glow thing existed as a joke because they know I like Sonic. And I was like, challenge accepted. So I don't usually buy Glamour Glow stuff, but now I do.
Well, this is the thing. So, like, I know you'll all be shocked, but I don't generally buy face masks.
Really?
On a tape. I know it's
I'd
shocking.
never have thought it in my wildest dreams that you weren't complete beauty perfectionist.
I know. I have another channel called The Beauty Show, and we do that.
Oh.
David got really excited. But so we bought the product for review, which if you go on the Sonic Show YouTube channel, you can see our review of it. It's one of my favourite videos. It's actually quite a good product. I was quite surprised. It's like not crap. I was like, oh, this is actually quite good. My face,
it is.
My face didn't feel firmer though. After it didn't feel like I didn't have a tight face. I did for about 5 minutes.
I was just pleased with how extremely blue the face got.
It smelled.
That was really nice.
Smelled so nice.
It was okay.
I have a friend who told me it existed, and I said I know. And she said, well, I have a friend, because apparently she's friends with 2 Sonic fans, but I'm not friends with this other Sonic fan. And she was excited about the Glam Glow mask until she realized it was a makeup thing and not an actual mask of Sonic that you put on your face. Then she became vastly disinterested.
Oh.
Aww.
That's the story. That's the
Is
end
it
of the
true though?
Friend. Right. Next. Shall we move on to the next news story?
Probably.
Here we go. Brace your eardrums.
Oh god.
Whoa.
I held on tightly that time. I am getting used to it.
Official Sonic PR announces the official stream schedule for the Sonic panel at South by Southwest. For those who want to know, the Sonic the Hedgehog panel, which will be revealing new information on Sonic Mania and the new Project 2017
About
video
fucking
game,
time.
will
Yeah.
be broadcast live on Twitch, UK time 10 p.m, which is 3 p.m.
Oh.
Pacific. So that's the thing. So if you want
That's
to tune
pretty
in
early, actually.
and listen, you can and learn many things. Now, Twitter is losing its tits because they are absolutely like, oh my god, it's going to be the Sonic Mania and the 2017 reveal, and it's going to be insane. Let's not get carried away, because last year they did announce an announcement
That they were going to announce
and that,
something.
exactly, yes. So let's not. They could be like, oh, well, they could just announce what the game's going to be called, for example.
Yeah.
Or they could announce, you know, oh, here's a piece of concept art. Ooh.
Even that they already did that this week.
Oh shit,
Or is
Yeah, but by this point, I'll take anything.
So, honestly, I want some fucking news about that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
I don't reveal anything until the game's out, and they don't even mention it until like a week later. They're like, "Oh, didn't you notice the game came out last week?"
Well, to be fair, last time I was really, really hyped about a AAA Sonic title in 2006. We all remember how that went.
Oh, yeah.
And I only played the game a year ago for the first time after have tried to not think about it for 10 years.
just try and move on. Never think.
At least
about
it went
ever
away,
again.
unlike Boom. Boom is still around. At least those 6 went away eventually.
I haven't played anything Boom related, have you?
Yeah, I was forced to fucking complete it by Pox. Thank you, Pox.
Was it alright?
He literally made me fucking finish the game. I was like, oh, I don't really want to finish this game. He was like, Nicole, you gotta complete it.
I'm judging by your tone that you didn't like it.
It was great! It was such a satisfying ending.
And then you got too close to the shore and you died. Because Sonic
That
dies
did
from
have actually
water.
happened.
Huh?
I literally would sooner play 06. 06 is better than fucking Boom.
Oh, slam! Fuck.
I think most people would agree with me at this point, Jamie.
Wow.
We'll move
I
on. Ooh, go
Yeah,
on.
sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I didn't play 06 when it came out because I was so disappointed, so deeply, deeply disappointed. So when I finally got it last year, I couldn't play it on my own. I had to bring in a friend who could suffer with me. And I think I actually broke his soul. He doesn't feel anything anymore.
That's the way to do it.
He sounds
is a
like
bad
a
game.
member
It
of
is a
our
really
show.
bad game. So yeah, that was the story about Sonic 06, and yeah, everything is true. I believe you guys now.
The nightmares are true. But not to compare the new game to Sonic 06, I'm sure the new game will be great. Let's move on to our next news item. Talking of panels, news you may have already heard because Nicole spoiled it. The Sonic Twitter
Sorry.
account released some concept art,
Yay.
which is basically artwork from the trailer. Or artwork that was a concept from the footage used in the
Yeah,
trailer.
it's basically the big robots that we saw.
Yeah. So basically, you know those big robots? Here they are, from a different angle.
Even though there's only 2 of them this time. I swear to fucking god, if it said 2 Eggmans, I'm done. I swear to god.
A new character, Eggman too.
Oh man, well you've got Eggman, you've got Classic Eggman, you've got Eggman Nega. I mean, come on.
Now you can collect
Eggman
them.
from Say,
Oh, what? The one from Set AM was never called Eggman.
You know what?
I'm
If they
glad.
got that Eggman in there, I wouldn't complain, because that Eggman was fucking terrifying. I wouldn't complain. I'm like, sure, give us that Eggman.
But Eggman's not supposed to be that terrifying.
He was supposed to, then his fucking character just got... I don't even know.
Calm down. Right.
I'm sorry.
So now that I can actually ask you guys, what do you think? What do you make of the new character?
Sorry,
That was you!
I just opened a bottle of Diet Coke.
That was you, like, getting
I
triggered or something.
wasn't just deflating or anything.
Response.
That's cool. It's like, what new character?
I was about to say Jamie. That's so rude.
Okay, I'll take that for an answer.
That is my response. And if it's a character in sports tape, I quit.
I mean, we don't really know until we get told it. I guess we'll just wait and see who it is and how they contribute to the game.
Right.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that even if it's something I hate, I will just,
Give up?
that's life. Yeah, I'll just live with it because that's what I do as a Sonic fan. I live with it.
Pretty
It's
much.
possible that it won't be terrible.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will be awesome, but
Yeah.
I can't hope too
Someone
much.
wrote the word Snively in the chat. I am okay with Snively being the third
That
character.
would be amazing.
I mean, if he was the villain, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be so cool. Right, next news item. Okay.
There we go.
Thank you. I was waiting. The next news item is more. It's technically news because it was reported by Donnie. However, I would possibly argue that this is more an example that Donnie isn't very good. Right.
That's not news. What?
Oh,
She's got a point.
Oh, Lisa, you fit in.
Sorry, I mean, that sounded so rude. I mean,
No, it's fine. Be rude to him.
you making fun of Don is not news.
We make fun of everyone.
I feel so sad for
Sorry,
Donnie.
not.
We love Donnie, really.
Everybody loves Donnie.
Exactly. On the surface. His news item today, or actually a few days ago, was the announcement that Sonic Mania was going to have a new co-op mode called 1.5 player mode,
oh.
which is
So
the
cool.
mode where if you have a second controller, you can control Tails. Now, this isn't news, Donnie, and it's not a new mode. It's just like every other fucking Sonic game ever.
Since Sonic 2.
Right. It was in Sonic 2. It was in
Yeah.
Sonic 3. It was in Sonic Adventure, even though a lot of people forget that, I think.
It was in Sonic 4-ish, Episode 2-ish. In fact,
Oh, yeah, I guess.
in fact, that was actually... No, because in Sonic 4 Episode 2, that was like a legit co-op mode.
Oh, yeah.
So...
So you got a half a new story?
So...
And I mean, haven't we already seen footage of Tails following Sonic in previously?
Actually, to be fair, as people know, last week they released a video of Act 2 of the Green Hill Zone from Sonic Mania, and this was the first time they showed Sonic and Tails together, I believe.
Okay.
I could be talking out my ass on that. But Tails does the same things. He flies, he runs into things, he drowns, he gets stuck in things,
I love it.
Classic Tales.
and he can never die. Interestingly, the people at Destructoid went to play Sonic Mania this week, and they showed off the in quotes, new mode, and the Sega guy played Sonic, and the reporter played as the Tails character, which I'm like, that's not fun for anyone. To quote the reporter, "Little sibling syndrome took over big time as I visited Sega's San Francisco office last week. I was there to play Sonic Mania, an upcoming throwback to the Hedgehog's glory days. In an attempt to lead the demo, a Sega representative played as Sonic, and I was asked to play as Tails. We were moving through Green Hill Zone Act 2, a level of Sonic Mania that had not yet been shown off. Helping was almost futile. Sonic would jump on enemies, collect rings, and buzz through secret passages. I, however, got lost, fly into things at the last minute, try to grab a ring or something, and then be left in the dust again. Playing as Tails is terrible. No one should have to play as Tails."
Yeah, well, welcome to my childhood.
I did.
Until I got my own Mega Drive.
When I was a kid and I played Sonic, my sister was always Tails.
Yeah.
Same here. I always made my sister
little
be
cousin
Tails.
be Tails.
Well, because Sonic is the cool one. Tails
Yeah.
is at the
Are you
whim
saying
of
that girls
player
cannot
one.
be cool, David?
Well, no, because Tails is not a girl. I'm saying that playing as Sonic is cool and being forced to play as Tails is annoying, unless it's Tails by himself.
Well, it's basically, yeah, sure, you can come along and play, although you can't. Because you're a kid.
So yeah, it's interesting. I'm pleased they're bringing that mode back, though I don't know how many people are going to be actively using it. But it's not really news, so sorry, Donnie. Fake news, right?
Oh, so
Oh my god.
are we
That
gonna,
wasn't.
can we talk about how awesome Green Hill Zone is, or are we gonna wait until another news
let's
story?
talk about it now. Briefly, we'll just talk about the fact that the video. Actually, let's make it a news item. Fuck it, why not? Here we go.
Okay.
Last week, Green Hill Zone Act 2 was revealed. People getting moist for that. They announced two things, actually. It was not only did they show off Green Hill Zone 2, which is a completely original level layout, but it also revealed a new level of bosses that would be in the game, which they teased with a picture of his leg.
Yes.
They released a picture of his leg. I'm pretty sure they were trying to get people to think it was Metal Sonic. That's the only reason I think they went for the leg.
Yeah, well, I went bad shit, so it worked on me.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be Metal Sonic or something, but it turns out it's the hard-boiled heavies. And the character they released was one of them, who was the Heavy Gunner. Not most original name, but fine. So they're basically going to pop up throughout the game being assholes. It's going to be fun. And David, you saw the Green Hill Act 2. Are you happy?
I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, look, I got very excited when, Sonic bursts through the ground and you see that background. You see those mountains. That background, because when Sonic the Hedgehog was first announced back in 1990 and they showed it off at the Tokyo Toy Show in June of that year, the Green Hill Zone looked completely different and the background was that. I mean, it's redrawn for Mania, but I mean, that's what it's based on. It's based on the original background to the Green Hill Zone.
Yeah,
that is a deep cut, and that gets me very excited. and like in that level, you have like the little bits kind of reminiscent of the Game Gear version of Green Hill with the underwater sections and the little pools, and you gotta love those giant totem poles.
No.
You don't like it?
What?
Did the giant totem poles not absolutely creep you out? Because they had like huge faces,
But they're cartoony.
But it's kind of like, how many reinterpretations of Green Hill Zone have had giant totem poles? I mean, like in Generations, there's some bigger ones hiding out. I feel it's just an extension of that concept. Plus, it is a different area.
It is
They're
area.
weird, but
I
don't know. I'm okay with it.
They surprised me. I was slightly scared. But yeah, we're quite looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing more info at the panel. Fingers crossed. But it's time for some non-Sonic news.
What?
What?
No!
Shenmue 3 got a petition on change.org.
What?
Isn't it coming? What's this?
Wait, I haven't heard anything about this.
The petition is to get it to be released on the Nintendo Switch.
I don't care! Oh, sorry. Yep, continue.
Now, it's interesting. So there is a lot of news articles about this in the last week about how people are petitioning for Shenmue 3 to be released on the Switch. So people are like, oh no, it would be the great experience to take that on the go and all this sort of stuff. I'm fine. I'm just happy they're making it. We think they're making it anyway. My concern I do have, however, is that... Has anyone seen this petition?
No.
No, not at all.
No, I haven't heard of it until
So,
just now.
Here is the petition that has got all the news articles talking. Look how many signatures it has. Why are people talking about this?
What?
Oh.
Okay.
People love talking about change.org. Let's see.
Yeah.
213.
Okay. If they release it with the Dreamcast controller, then I will buy a Nintendo Switch. There.
Oh yeah, if they release a Nintendo Switch with Dreamcast controller sides, I'd like sell my dog for it. It'd be fine.
Oh no.
I've got two.
Oh.
I don't need both.
Oh.
Yeah, but I sort of already, I came to terms with the fact that I will buy a PS4, despite I don't really care about PS4, but I will buy one because I will play Shenmue on it someday, maybe, hopefully.
It would be a good choice, but I want the Switch. I can't afford a Switch right now because I'm spending too much money deforming my body in tattoos. But there is a plan to get one. But I just... Well, firstly, let's be real. Shenmue is due to come out at the end of this year. That's not going to happen.
Nah.
Spoilers. There's no way it's going to come out. No, it's not happening. So if they're aiming to release it in literally 9 months, then they ain't got time to port it to anything else.
No.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm happy if it comes out in 3 years. I will be happy. But basically, I just, I pledged on the Kickstarter because I wanted to show you, Suzuki, personally that I like you, man. You go do your thing. I really liked Shenmue 1 and 2. I really, really did. And I wanted to show my support. So I really hope something comes out of it. But I'm cool if it's not the game. Some game. Something. Maybe an
just
HD
anything.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
It doesn't need to come out on the Switch. It'd be nice if it does. It can be later. I will say one thing, though, about Shenmue 3 in general. This is probably a very unpopular opinion, but I wanted to end on a cliffhanger.
In that case, I got the perfect game for you. It's called Shenmue 2. It's got a huge cliffhanger.
Well, just because I know how much content they were trying to create for the Shenmue saga, and I always got the feeling that it was probably designed to be at least 4 games, and if they just finish it in the third one, be like, well, I guess they finished it because they were worried they wouldn't get to. So there's a part of me, although it probably won't happen, that wants it to end on a cliffhanger so that they do make a 4th one. Although a lot of people would probably freak out because they'd be worried it would never happen.
I'm just happy if I get more Shenmue because I like the entire thing about the world and everything. I really like being able to walk around in Dabuita and buy Coke and it's another reality for me to sneak into. It's another horrible weather day someplace else. And also I can drive my forklifts. I can't do that in Stockholm, can I? No, I probably can't.
Moving on.
Yeah.
We have more news. Let's go. Where we go? Right.
Ah! There it is!
Sonic the Hedgehog gene. Now, are we aware that there is a genetic gene called Sonic Hedgehog?
Oh, fuck
Of course.
off.
Yeah.
Right, he started working at Sega last year, right?
You must be aware.
the
You
fuck?
must all know
This
that.
information.
That's like a pice of trivia. It was a genetic. It's a gene that's
Right,
to do with being enhancing
It's in
things
Sonic
quickly.
Jam.
It is in Sonic Jam. It is
Yeah.
in Jam.
So, it's recently been researched and discovered that because snakes lost this Sonic gene, is the reason why snakes lost their legs.
What?
What the fuck is this segment?
That is
Basically, scientists have discovered that the Sonic Hedgehog gene enhancer was the reason snakes roamed about on well-developed legs approximately 150 million years ago. And if they could switch the gene back on, the snakes would probably be able to develop legs by breeding.
Oh my god.
So that's why Lyric is so mad at Sonic.
However, due to a variety of different breeding mutations, the gene was effectively turned off, which meant that after generations they lost their limbs.
Can we work this into the canon universe?
I'm pretty sure Scourge can make a theory on how that can work in the canon.
So, what happened is, you see, snakes lost the Sonic gene, which meant they lost their limbs, and they became really bitter about it, so they got a mechanized suit, and then started in a game called Rise of Lyric.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I just find it funny that the Sonic Hedgehog gene is connected to legs, and that's how you run. Heck! That's the obvious thing. This is so weird. I can't handle it.
But talking of Sonic, roughly, sort of.
Whoa!
We're almost out of news, don't worry.
Okay.
Guess what? Sonic. What? We all know Sonic for a spin attack and how deadly it can be, right? Yes, we're aware. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So would you be surprised to know that a New Zealand man was
Oh my god. No.
was fined by a court and ordered to pay a variety of costs to a teenage victim. Basically, there was a bit of okay, I'll just read the story, basically. Police told the court that a man, a very nasty man, William, picked up a hedgehog and threw it several yards to hit a 15-year-old boy. Police told the court that the creature had hit the victim in the leg, causing a large red welt and several puncture marks. William was convicted of common assault and offensive behaviour following a defended hearing.
This is the most horrible. Sorry.
He pleaded innocent to all charges. He was fined a total of $545 and ordered to pay an additional $389 to the victim. And the more serious charge, however, of assault with a weapon was dropped. The maximum penalty for that would have been 5 years in prison. It remains unclear whether the hedgehog was dead or alive at the time of the attack. However, a witness said earlier that it was dead when collected as evidence.
I was dead at the time.
While using a hedgehog as a weapon is an assault, said people often got charged with assault for throwing things at other people. So, someone thought, right, Sonic.
Yeah, that's the most horrible piece of Sonic news I've heard in a while.
So the name of that small child, 15-year-old child, was Ivo.
Sonic, they did a Sonic Team Blast at a kid and just threw that hedgehog. Unfortunately, it died. So, let's just do a bit of a PSA, I think. I mean, do we... Like, what is wrong with you that you think, oh, I know, firstly, how do you pick up a hedgehog, like, on the fly in an argument? You've got to be careful with that. Don't throw hedgehogs, people. Throwing hedgehogs is really, really mean. Don't do it, okay?
I guess he thought that the teen would pop and a small rabbit would hop away.
Maybe. So yeah, PSA guys, don't throw hedgehogs at people, okay?
Plus it's really mean to the hedgehog.
It's just... the world upsets me.
This is a Sonic news piece. This is wonderful. It's horrible, but it's wonderful.
So yeah, guys, don't do it, okay? It's mean, don't do it. In fact, David?
Yes?
Tell our audience, very seriously, do not throw hedgehogs at people.
when you're in an argument with someone that you don't really know, you should stick to using your words. What you shouldn't do is pick up a poor, innocent hedgehog and toss it at the nearest person. That is not good for you, for the hedgehog, or for civilization.
What the fuck?
I'm so moved. I feel like I learned something.
That's the end of today's news.
The last bit was more of a learning with Lurker kind of shit. What the fuck?
We already did it. There you go.
We're going to
We
go
need more
into
Sonic.
a musical segment, and then we will be back in roughly 8 minutes and 12 seconds, to be precise. And we are going to discuss today's opinion, which would possibly relate to our guest. You never know. So, we will see you guys after this musical interlude. Also, I didn't tell the guest to mute their mic during the music interlude in case they want to talk. I should have told them beforehand. It's fine. We will see you guys after this break, and then we will get into our topic. How exciting! Wait, where's the music button? Okay. Where is it? Okay. You know what? Let's just
Where's
skip the
those
music
stacks of
completely.
wax? Put them on the old
Screw
turntable.
the music, we don't want the music. So yes, don't worry about music. Let's get straight on with today's opinion.
Warning, the following segment contains opinions. Try not to be triggered. It couldn't be an opinion zone without opinions after all. Talking of which, today's topic of drivel is...
The future of Archie Sonic comics. Wow,
Yay.
really great reaction, guys.
Oh yeah, yay!
Holy Toledo, Archie the Hedgehog.
This is completely off topic, but did any of you check out the Riverdale TV series?
I think that's quite on topic, really.
Considering.
I have not. But has anyone? I'm guessing you have.
Yeah. I actually started watching it as a joke with a friend, but I found it really interesting. It's like Dawson's Creek, basically. I don't know if you remember that show, but it's like a typical teenage show when some people have like affairs, and then there's some conspiracy, and then there is a murder. Only they're the Archie characters.
Right, like every normal teenage show, it involves murder.
Yeah, but okay. More like Twin Peaks meets, I don't know, Melrose Place. I don't know. What do people watch? Teenage show meets Twin Peaks. There. And everything is grim dark.
Ooh, something
Just what Archie's about.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it myself. I've heard differing opinions from like, hey, it's not that bad, to it could be worse.
That's not differing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the same thing. Well, I haven't heard anyone go, wow, this is great. I've just heard like, man, Archie for some reason is really sexy. And I guess the first episode, he does sleep with his teacher, who in the comic is an old gray-haired woman, but in the show is definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that just feels really weird about the concept of Archie Andrews having sex.
Yeah, that was a hard sell for me too, but no, really, I think it's pretty interesting that most people don't have any relation to these characters at all. And my relation to these characters is that sometimes there is an ad. Every time there is an ad. And every time the ad is Archie. And Archie is like, he's having a milkshake with Betty and Veronica. and suddenly that ad is becoming a TV series. And I find that extremely fascinating.
Pop's Chocolate Shop, he makes some really good shakes. You can't...
But the reason we're talking about this is basically because Riverdale has probably got a lot to do with the fact that
so for those who read Sonic Stadium, they a week or so ago posted an article about is it time for the Sonic franchise to let go of Archie comics? Which is an interesting way to phrase it, because to me it's very much a case of Archie letting go of Sonic, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there have been delays, rumours, cancellations, actual cancellations. Obviously, remember the Sonic Boom tier just got completely axed. From what we can understand, the third issue, or the third issue, or the third run of the Sonic Mega Drive has just been completely axed as well, which is a shame. Archie
Was that announced?
Yes. I think
Wait, which
Sonic
what was
Mega
it?
Drive Overdrive.
Because I wasn't totally sure they did announce it, but
I don't think they've officially announced. What it was is there was that one person who said, "Hey, I ordered it through DCS or whatever," and then they got their money back. But
there we go.
yeah,
So it's not been good. So yeah, if you go on the Archie website, you'll notice that they have removed the subscription services for all their Sonic books, which is not good.
probably not the best thing.
So they've listed 3 reasons why. I thought I would just read off their reasons and then let you guys have your feedback on that. I'm sure Lisa and David have a lot to say. Whereas Nicole's pretty non-fussed.
No, I mean, I really like Archie comics, and I'm kind of sad that it seems like they're kind of letting. Oh well, yeah, they're letting Sonic go.
Yeah.
Because I think they've done a really good job with Sonic. It's probably been like the best official thing for years.
I also think it picked up a lot this past years.
That's interesting because there's a future point on that. But anyway, reason number 1: Archie is focusing on Archie. Archie's primary focus right now is the Archie brand itself, the reboot of the Archie series using a more modern comic art style and shifting away from the classic look has actually been quite successful for Archie. They're now basically outselling the Sonic books, which didn't used to be the case. And of course, they are heavily focused on promoting their new show, Riverdale, based on the Archie characters. It's apparently the ratings on Riverdale have been dropping, so they're not maintaining the audience, but it's still obviously a big push for them, so they're not too worried about Sonic. Do we think this is a major factor in why Sonic and Archie seem to be going separate ways?
Partly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's one very big thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Because last year when they rebooted the Archie books, there was
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was also a period of time where for a few months the Sonic books weren't being published.
Yeah.
And it seemed to coincide. And I always thought, well, maybe it's because they need to pay Mark Waid to write a book, and Mark Waid probably isn't the cheapest writer in the world, since he's a pretty big comic book writer.
Well, that's interesting because that goes into reason 2. And which I might as well just read. Without naming very obvious names, Archie Comics can't use a large amount of past Sonic characters because of legal issues.
I wonder by who.
This is the main reason for the soft reboot of the series 3 years ago. In some cases, those creators could be considered to be in the wrong, while in other cases, they're very much in the right. As the writer of this article says, let's be honest, Archie hasn't exactly done right by a lot of their former creators, including the one they took their classic art style from. And just when you think everything's been all settled and done, another creator comes in staking a new claim. Then there's Archie offering reprints of old issues featuring creator-owned characters online, which has been causing even more controversy. At this point, it may be better for Archie to let Sonic go and avoid all the legal hassle.
Okay, so I'm really torn on this point because I am a Sonic fan who I've been reading this comic for years and years, but at the same time, I am also not a Sonic creator. I wish I am a comic creator. So I really think that this original, well, I don't think Evil Sonic is that much of a how should I put it? It's not super original character, but Ken Penders. Let's not beat around the bush. It's Ken Penders. He did a lot of stuff that built this comic book from the ground up, and for many, many years held it up under the arms during times when the Archie's actual titles didn't sell. Sonic did. And I think you should give Ken Penders and the other writers and artists on the book, give them, credit.
Yeah, because as an artist, when you make something, it can be a bit annoying when you see the person you originally worked for be like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna borrow quote unquote these characters and art styles that you used to do," and you're just like, "No,"
Exactly.
But at the same time, I like the comics. I want to support Archie.
I did actually, and I think this is a bit embarrassing, but I did go on a comic book show in Swedish, of course, and I did rant extensively about the Kenders page.
Is this online anywhere?
Yeah, it is, but it's Swedish.
Is it on YouTube? I can get user-generated translations. I won't. It will be very badly translated, but I still want to see you kick off about it.
I can send you. I can send you a link to the episode in Swedish where we talk about the Sonic comic for 100 years.
I will just sense from your tone of voice when you mention Penders.
Yeah, but
when you look really angry.
In that episode, I think I actually call him evil, and that's the fan in me talking. And he's not evil; he's just a guy who needs to pay his bills, and I get that. But at the same time, he has been so mean to Ian through all this.
Oh yeah,
and I really like Ian. I like him way back when I was drawing I think an episode of his fan comic, Other M. I drew 2 chapters of that. I really liked him back then. I like him as he's progressed as a storyteller. I really like the direction he's taken the entire comic in. And I think this is kind of unfair to him, although I know it's just business. So yeah, that's my 5 cents.
It's kind of complicated in a way.
Yeah. It is. I want the comic to continue, but I see the problems. I do.
David,
Yeah.
anything to add, or are you just like...
Oh man, well, I've said a lot
inside.
about Ken Penders over the years. I guess I can once again plug my 50,000 word review on Mobius 25 years later. That's on Sonic Retro. No,
You did.
Wow.
I did write that.
That
was
is
back.
wonderful.
That was a
Congratulations.
couple years back. Yeah, I wrote a whole lot about Ken Penders, and that was still when, that's before any of the legal matters were settled. So he was currently in court, and it was like, well, who knows what'll happen? Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to be like, Ken, because he's not the best writer in the world. I've always said he's good with these big pictures, broad ideas that he comes up with, but he needs someone to rein it in, or he needs specific deadlines. Otherwise, it just goes on and on forever. And if he had gone about it with the fans a different way, instead of saying if I took it over, I'd ignore everything Ian did, or he'd be like, well, these are mine and I want everything. If he had focused more on the hey, I'm looking for royalties because they're republishing my work, I'm not getting money. If he had just focused on that in the vernacular, but even still went about it the same way legally, I think a lot of people wouldn't hold this grudge against him where they feel like he just tore away almost 20 years worth of work and threw it aside.
I mean, tying this back into the Archie thing, do you think all these issues of Penders and other people as well, do you think having a comic book that has had so much legal trouble, do you think that makes it just basically unappealing for a company? It's just more hassle than it's worth?
Actually, when this new lawsuit was revealed. I can't really remember when, if it was like November or December or something like that, late in the year, I think. I basically went on Twitter in Swedish, because everybody listens to me in Swedish. No, nobody listens to me when it comes to Sonic, but anyway. And I basically declared the comic dead. And then one of my colleagues was like, come on, it's been going on for so long. I think you're blowing this way out of proportion. And I was like, no way, Jose. This is the second time this has happened. I would be surprised if this is not repercussions. And then nothing happened. Until everything happened.
Exactly. Now, reason free from this article, and I must stress this is not the opinions of myself, this is the opinion of the article writer Jason Berry. Jason Berry writes his third reason for the downfall of Archie and Sonic is that it's gotten a bit stale. So to go into more detail, now this is just my personal opinion, and I know I'm going to get a ton of comments on this one. When the first Mega Man Sonic crossover was done, Archie did a soft reboot of Sonic with a too frigging long story known as The World Adventure, based off the game Sonic Unleashed. For 3 full years, from September 2013 up to only October of just this past 2016, we have been getting through one very long storyline with branching arcs along the way to build up a new world with new lands and new characters. And at times, it was starting to bore me. Here's the thing. When I first heard about the soft reboot, I was elated, finally a chance to get rid of all the excess baggage and backstory that has dragged down the book over time. We could focus on the Sega Sonic cast and build up their own backstories while slowly showing some new lands in this new world. While we were introduced to new worlds, we were also introduced to a lot of new characters with their own stories. Suddenly, the world was cluttered again. Sega Sonic already has a ton of characters. Did you really need to have a new bunch of new ones? I love some of the new arcs. Champions was fantastic, and some of the new characters like Thunderbolt and Relic, but after 20 years of Sonic travelling the globe to keep Acorn Kingdom safe, this was an opportunity to take the series in a bold, new direction, and instead, it does its best to fill the void of old characters as quickly as possible while telling an overarching story that takes 3 years to finish. It may be new, but it doesn't feel very fresh. This is no fault of writer Ian Flynn or the very talented artist. It just feels to me like it's been going in circles for a long time. So, thoughts?
It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can agree that the arc lasted way longer than it probably should have, but I believe, honestly, I still like the comics. I found them still very entertaining, the way it was written and how the characters are done, and even the new characters are brilliant, like Relic. I like them personally. I know everyone is like, they got different opinions, so I can understand why some people might be a bit like, to the fact that the arc lasted for 3 fucking years. But I mean, I personally don't mind. Like, I love the way they added in like Sonic the Fighters during the arc. I thought that was really clever.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I really thought it was a nice touch to bring in Honey the way they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not as, maybe it's just because I didn't expect a lot from the comic for many years because I bought Sonic. It was something that existed, and it was Sonic, and it was ongoing. So of course I would support it. But these past years, I've been really happily, happily surprised because I think the gags generally work. I think the artwork is really nice most of the time. I think, and this is a big thing, I think the fighting is really nice. I think it's fun to watch, the panel layout and everything. So all things considered, I think this comic should continue. I think it should have... I think it should have one more chance to prove itself to new readers. Because, let's face it, we need readers that are like 7 years old. And I think this is the kind of comic that could reach out to that demographic. But still, I feel like I can still enjoy it because the comic references, the references to the games and everything. They're really clever, and they're not. I think it's not cluttering the story that much. I can absolutely agree that there are a lot of new characters that fill the same roles as some, but I'm not too concerned about it.
So we don't think that the direction they've taken it is part of its failure. We think that's not one of the main factors in this.
It's been a lot more stale than this. A lot more stale.
You mean like between issues 80 and 160? Wait.
Yeah.
That's a lot of issues.
Well, I mean, because back in the day, after they did the Sonic Adventure arc, which they kind of, I think, were just required to do, there were a lot of points where you could tell the writers didn't know what they wanted to do, or that the writers really wanted to write a superhero book for DC or Marvel, and were just using Sonic as a surrogate until they could get the job they actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I understand why Ian did what he did after the soft reboot. You know, he was trying to appeal to the long-term readers that loved having this extended cast, not just the game characters, but of the Sad AM characters and the original ones, and trying to fill in some of those holes and appeal to them while still trying to draw in new readers. And I'm sure there was a part of him, especially at the beginning, where if you've been working on a book for, almost 10 years, or I forget exactly how long at that point.
And he worked hard and for a long time to get into the book too.
I mean, you could say, because he already did a whole lot of cleanup. Like his first 15 issues was really, let me fix and wrap up some of the stuff that's been going on forever, so that we can just have arcs. So I feel for some people who are like, oh, there's too many characters, they were kind of complaining about the idea of Archie and what they had read once upon a time, but they hadn't really dived into what Ian had done. He fixed a lot of the problems, and, steady readers would say that. He fixed a lot of the problems. He was able to maintain a steady readership. And I'm sure there was a bit of him that was bummed out that he didn't get to finish what he was building up for all that time. I'm sure he had... he definitely had very different plans.
Yeah,
and having to shift course, right? And so having to shift course and be like, well, I'll start with Unleashed and try to introduce other things. It probably took him a little while just to get back into the groove. I haven't finished the Unleashed arc myself, but I did skip ahead and read the last 3 issues.
I actually, as we speak, I am sitting with a pile of comics that I've yet to finish, and I actually just skimmed through the end of the Unleashed arc, so I can't really say I've been that invested in the comics for the past months because these have been lying in a pile. But that said, when he first took over, sorry, not when he first took over, when after the soft reboot, he did this really interesting couple of issues where everybody got their memories back, and for a while all the characters walked around with a double set of memories, a double set of families, memories of people who no longer exist. And that was really interesting because all of the characters they reacted completely different to that realization that, oh yeah, I had a mom and dad, but now they don't exist. Or, yeah, I had this horrible chronic back pain because I've been suffering for years and years, and that was horrible. So why did you give me these memories back? And that was interesting because it was like written in invisible ink that you would never get a resolution. You would never find out how this would play out because these memories that they've been given as a farewell gift, they would fade. And every little memory of the comic would fade. And that was so bittersweet and like pretty hardcore for a soft boot, I think.
Right. So, leads us to one last thing, really. What is the future for Archie and Sonic? And is it together?
I I don't know, honestly. I get a really bad feeling it's not gonna last for much longer. I get a feeling soon we're gonna get something from Archie being like, yeah, okay, we're not doing Sonic anymore. Because honestly, like, referring back to the first, like, kind of reason why they might not be doing Sonic and why they might be focusing more on Archie itself is because I follow them on Twitter. I've been following them on Twitter for quite some time now, and for a while they used to not only promote Archie, but they used to promote Sonic as well.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just Archie. It's just Archie. I see no Sonic there at all. It's just plain Archie, Riverdale, all that shit. So I do think that they're gonna focus more on Archie now than Sonic.
Yeah, I agree. I actually, as an experiment, when I was in denial mode or whatever, I actually went back into their archives and I found out that they stopped promoting Sonic entirely around, I don't know, early January maybe, I can't remember. And also, around that time, they just killed off the subscription possibility. So I think some kind of decision has been made to just put Archie up front, put Sonic in the back, and I'm not quite sure they know what they're going to do with the body. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh shit! Fuck.
That's an interesting. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I guess because I think. I mean, Ken has said this. Ken Penders has been like, hey, the Sonic books helped keep Archie afloat. And I know some people are like, what? But I think for a little while, kind of similar to how in the 70s, or late 70s, the Star Wars books helped keep Marvel afloat from going bankrupt. For a time, Sonic was very important to Archie. But at the end of the day, it is a licensed comic. They don't own the characters. They're not completely in control of it. But with Archie and Jughead and Betty and Veronica, they own those characters, lock, stock, and barrel. So from a business standpoint, it makes more sense that they would want to focus on the brands that they actually own as opposed to the ones that they license. And it might just be a case of, we want to just focus on what's ours.
Yeah, and also they lost the rights, the exclusive rights, Sonic, after the last debacle. I don't know how it's pronounced. When Ken Penders went to court and everything was settled and finished, they no longer had the exclusive right to publish Sonic comics. So if IDW or whoever would want to make a Sonic comic, they could already do it.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see.
Sorry! I'm such a down.
It's okay. I mean, when did the last issue come out? They haven't even finished the current arc. They haven't released the third issue of Overdrive or of Mega Drive.
I got it in front of me. Let's see. Next level. It was released in. It says December 2016.
Yeah.
And then we have issue 289. Did 290 come out yet?
Yeah. 290 was the last issue.
I see. Then I probably got that waiting for me somewhere.
Can't they just release 10 more issues and just get it to 300?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I really wanted to go to 300 because this is the longest running licensed book. It's like one of the longest running books on the stands at the moment, if you don't count reboots and things. I know technically Action and Detective have... they resumed their original numbering, but they had also rebooted back to number 1 briefly, for a few years. So, I'm sure.
Yeah, but this is Yeah,
I was just saying. I'm sure even if it went to 300, and if for whatever reason Archie was still making it, maybe they would reboot it to number 1 for a grand hoo-ha. But it's just I would like it to reach 300, wrap some things up, and start fresh or somewhat fresh or something.
yeah.
I wouldn't want 300 to be the end and we never get a Sonic comic again. That would seem like a waste.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 300 is also a pretty nice number. It would look good in the Guinness World Records book. But yeah, it feels so weird that the comic would end on such an odd number, 290, 91 maybe if we're lucky. I think the comic has been through so much for such a long time, and it would be such a shame if it would just end on such a silly number. I don't know. I would like a few more issues to wrap things up, at least.
We will hope for the best. So, the future
Yeah.
of Sonic Archie comics is a bleak one. It just is. Never mind, don't worry. Things could be worse, I'm sure, somehow. We've done our depressing topic for the day. Let's have some fun by seeing who is the weirdest of us all today. It's time to do some educational learning about our team here today. But I can't do that without first telling you a little story.
Oh no.
Once upon a time, there was a lonely, lonely man who had an uncomfortable obsession with large purple cats. He would go about his life, hanging in the shadows, always there but never quite fully present, quietly learning and understanding the world around him. Some people could even call it lurking. Luckily for him, he accidentally joined a super famous podcast about fast mammals, where he could prove to the world his years of hanging in the background had paid off. It's time to play Learning with the Lurker.
Here we go, learning with the Lurker.
That's a really well-made little jingle.
I know. We paid a man in a cupboard to do it. Welcome to Learning with Lurker. We have... Where has he gone? There he is. It's David The Lurker, everyone.
Hello. Hi. My name is David The Lurker.
Have you learned
Welcome.
anything interesting since last week?
I learned milkshakes are cold.
That is cool.
That's
Oh.
cool person news.
That is some cool person news. Oh, wait, should I not tell that story? Is it too late for that?
The boat sailed. We are here to play Learning with the Lurker. It's a little game we like to play with our little friend David the Lurker here, where we basically, through his expertise, we get to learn something new. How exciting! This week we're going to learn a new fact about one of the people here. How exciting. How we do that is each of us is going to have a fact about ourselves which David is free to interrogate. However, only one of them is true.
Uh-oh.
Can David work out which of us is telling the truth and which of us are bullshitting?
I never lie.
I lie all the time.
I mean, it depends for me.
This isn't very helpful.
David, are you ready? Have you been practicing your detective skills?
A little bit. Let's see. Back when I was a child in elementary school, we had this thing called the mystery team. Me and this friend Robert. We were like, oh man, we solve mysteries. Guess what? We didn't solve a single one. It was really great.
Well, then now is your chance to make up for that failure. Right. First, we'll tell you what our fact is, and then David, as you know, you're then happy to ask us as many questions as you want, as long as we don't overrun. We've got half an hour before the show ends. Right.
Right. Okay.
Here we
Gotta
go.
be quick.
So let's go to the quiz music. Here we go. I will go first. My fact is I was once a member of Sonic Passion. Nicole, what
Yes?
is your fact?
My fact is, in my early days of being on YouTube, when I was still, trying to find my way around, trying to make some friends, I participated in some hardcore Sonic roleplay.
Hardcore.
And,
I guess I'll ask about that in a minute. Okay, continue. Next one.
and Lisa, what is your fact?
This fact, which by the way is a fact, is that when I was a very young person on the internet, my very first homepage was a shrine dedicated to Knuckles the Echidna.
Ooh.
On Angel Fire, no less.
Oh.
So David, who do you want to interrogate first?
Well, of those 3 facts, I will say that one of them sounds a lot more innocent than the
I wonder why.
Mine's more innocent than it sounds, I promise.
Mine's
Okay.
innocent. Depends who you ask.
Okay.
There's nothing innocent about
We're all innocent people here. Okay, well, since you're the guest, Lisa, I think I'll interrogate you first, since I really don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Although you did say you drew some other M issues, you said.
Yeah.
Which, that means I must have seen you at some point. I just,
Yeah, well, that was actually my first comics.
Oh, there you go. I remember that. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was young back then.
We were all young back then.
Yeah.
We're so... Okay. Okay. So, you had a Knuckles the Echidna shrine on Angel Fire.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great site. I used to have a site on there. All right. So, how old would you say you were when you created this Shrine of Knuckles?
I believe I was about 12 or 13 because it was quite new that you can make a home page without any prior knowledge of HTML. And since I had managed to actually find out how to write some really simple HTML, I find out that you could actually write HTML tags inside the already finished little brackets for like write your title here, which means I broke Angel Fire's website maker temporarily because I wanted to have a little Knuckles GIF running in the H1 bracket, and you couldn't have that. But yeah, I learned HTML after that, so that wasn't a total waste.
There you go. Has that HTML served you well?
Actually, no, since it's completely obsolete and nobody uses it that way anymore, and I learned it all wrong. But I corrected that a few years later.
That is true. Everything back then was wrong.
Miss Sonic's chat room wasn't wrong.
Wait, what's on a chat room?
I'll tell you some other time. It was good time.
Okay. All right. So what was the name of the shrine?
If I remember correctly, it was just the Knuckles Sanctuary.
Ooh, the Knuckles Sanctuary. Was that based on the Sky Sanctuary?
Yes. Yes, it was. It was my favorite song in all of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I used to play it on the piano. I couldn't play the piano for my life, but I actually managed to pick that one out because I liked it so much.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What was... Did the page have like multiple sections that you could click and go to?
I have to think. I believe that back then it was all the rage that you just had one page and you scrolled forever. So it's possible, yeah, because you just put everything on the first page. I also believe that it was like the text was purple and the background was black or something. I can't remember, but yeah. I think I didn't have any sub pages at first, but then I started to draw fan art, and then the sub pages came up.
Ooh, so you put some fan art up there. Early pictures of Knuckles, I'm assuming, because it's the Knuckles.
Yeah, mostly Knuckles. Yeah.
Oh, were any of those based on the works of Ken Penders?
No, I didn't know who he was. But I did follow the talk about the aftermatch of Endgame online, even though I couldn't get comics, so I just read about it. Not a lot of Knuckles in there, though.
No, he didn't play a big role, but he was there.
Yes.
Did you make any friends when you made this page? Like, or did you
make? Yeah.
Like, yeah, like did it have like what were those things called? Guest books, or did you put your email down below? Did anybody contact you?
I know I was a part of the. It must have been a Sonic ring. On the end of the page, it just said, "I am part of the Sonic ring," and then you can press a link, and then you get to another shitty homepage with some other shrine of Sonic character. So I joined one of those. I think I had a guest book. I think the guest book was like horrible. I do remember I got some friends thanks to that first site, which later evolved into a later site. And we actually switched Knuckles memorial. What's it called? It's not word. Products. No, sorry. But long story short, I got a huge Knuckles plushie from the United Kingdom.
What? You got a plushie?
Yeah, I can't remember what I traded, but it was something that was of value to a British Sonic fan, or Knuckles fan in this case.
Right. Does this site still exist on the internet?
No, I did actually search for it, and it has been wiped clean.
Wiped clean?
Yes. One of my later pages do exist, but the Knuckles Shrine, the Knuckles Sanctuary, does not exist anymore.
It's interesting. Because, I mean, Angel Fire is still a thing, unlike GeoCities. Like, yeah, GeoCities erased everything, and there are backups, but Angel Fire... So, I mean, did you delete it yourself? Or did it just...
No, I didn't. I think what happened was I ran out of space. And what you do when you run out of space? You don't buy more space because you're like 13. Start another homepage. And then you start like linking back to your old page until all the links are broken because nobody has logged in for 3.5 years or like 10 years. So that's what happened. I migrated to another free host and another free host, and somewhere along the way, the good old shrine just died.
The death of a shrine. Sadness. Right. I guess I should move on because we got 20 minutes left. Very fascinated by old internet. Okay. Well, we're gonna move backwards then, which means Nicole is once again in the middle.
Yar.
Yarg. Okay, so role playing, YouTube,
Yeah.
hardcore. Hard.
It's more innocent than it sounds. I swear to God, I don't mean sexually. I meant like I just did it a lot. I probably should have clarified.
Okay, you did a lot. Okay, so, how did you find the? Well, okay, where did you actually do the role play?
I mean, it would be in like chat rooms, obviously private, or it would be. Don't fucking laugh. Or it would be. Oh God, you know, like the old message system that YouTube had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Before they got rid of it.
Oh, okay. What role did you play?
So a lot of the time, this should not come as a surprise who I used to roleplay as. I used to roleplay as
Snibbly?
Rude.
Sorry?
Snibbly? Oh, Rude.
No, it was
Rouge.
definitely Snibbly. I can already tell.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. No, it was Rouge. She comes as no surprise, but yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so you were Rouge the...
What kind of thing is going on?
Okay.
Nice.
Who originally proposed the idea to roleplay? Was it something
Oh
you
my
came up
god,
with, or-
like I think the way I was gonna phrase this just then sounds really slutty. I
That's
was
okay,
gonna
let's do
say
it.
I've done it with multiple people. It's not what it sounds like.
I know exactly what you mean, but it's so...
Oh my
Wait
god.
a minute.
I feel so dirty when talking about this.
Wow. But this was text-based role-playing, right?
Yeah,
Or-
was it text? I'm losing control of my own segment. It's fine. I'm losing my mind. Okay, so you would private message. It was text based. You never did you ever make a YouTube video in which you role played?
Oh wait, hold on.
What? My thing dropped out. I didn't hear what you said. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Something happened?
Nicole's
she ran
broken.
She was so ashamed.
The suspense is killing me. I want to know. So
Right.
Nicole,
Should we wait?
what's
Or should I
happened to
just start?
Nicole?
I
Nicole's
guess she got a
typing.
message. She's
Uh-oh, I think the mic died.
somebody heard the segment and was like, "Hey, we never finished that role play." And she's like, "Okay."
Oh, well, hopefully she comes back. Hopefully she comes back.
Okay.
Hopefully she comes back. Or she
Right.
jumps on her phone and does it that way.
Right. Does that mean I should?
I want to know more about Sonic Passion meanwhile.
No.
Oh, do you know what Sonic Passion is?
I remember horrible fan art.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
She's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my mic froze and I couldn't fix it. I was panicking. Holy shit. But yeah.
I was theorizing that you left to roleplay because somebody messaged you and
Yeah, it
went,
was
"Hey, we never
good.
finished that." Oh,
I'm kidding,
Right.
I'm kidding.
He's Sonic. You're Rouge. Sexy time.
That's a chip. Jesus.
Sexy times, David.
Ew.
Well, Rouge is sexy and smooth. It's right in the song.
Yeah, it is. It is. What? A lot of
I
other
need
things
an
are
adult.
Sonic.
I did. I've been saying that for years, but one will never come to me.
God. I'm sorry, that was me being dirty. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Can you just
we
ask
fell
the
off-
questions?
Right. Okay. So,
Oh my God.
did you ever make a YouTube video in which you were either role playing or?
Oh no. I never did publicly. It was very private. This is the first time I've kind of said anything public.
Okay. Who was the first person you role played with on YouTube?
What? I can't remember the fucking username. It was years ago. I remember what character they played, but I don't fucking remember the username.
Oh well, what character were they?
They were Shadow.
Of course they were Shadow. What else?
Oh
my
man.
God.
Okay. What do you remember? What happened in the role play?
I gotta admit, I kind of look back. I'm really disappointing my younger self because my younger self did not write Rouge properly. A lot of the time, it was Rouge getting kidnapped or some shit. It was stupid fucking anime shit like that. I think at one point Rouge and Shadow got married. I don't fucking know.
Ooh, that's.
I was a
That
child.
happened.
Please bear in mind, I was only I was a child. I wasn't preteen or anything.
You were actually a child.
10, 11-ish. Wait, yeah, around that age, yeah.
Right, actual child.
Trademark.
I'm not sure what else to ask right now. Hold on a sec. This whole part went off the rails.
We've all got so flustered.
I know. Oh, I'm so confused right now. Was it? When did you stop, or do you still?
I don't do it now, God no. It stopped when I 14-ish,
Okay.
15-ish.
All right. Maybe I'll ask you something in a bit. I gotta move on. I hear some typing. Jamie.
Hello.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Saving the best for last because Sonic Passion. What in the world?
Please, can you give everybody a quick explanation?
Okay.
What the hell that was?
Sonic Passion was a website run by Alex Henriel, who thought that she was literally married to Sonic the Hedgehog. There were other people on those message boards who also thought they were married to fictional characters, mostly from the Sonic universe, but not just that. She gained a bit of infamy, closed down the site, tried to open it back up, would say very odd things about what she would do for Sonic's love, and yeah, now she's just gone in the ether.
Actually, I'm not gonna take up too much time, but there was a huge article about her in a Swedish gaming magazine a few years back, and like a big old double spread, and it was all the rage among journalists for quite some time, and I've been defending and trying to explain the context, and it's been haunting me, and I can't do this anymore. Yeah, continue.
Oh man, yeah, I think back in the day I saw her put up the cover to that magazine. Wasn't she on the cover?
Yes, she was.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was written about all over the place, like in a lot of magazines. It really was strange. Anyway, go on.
She is strange, but yes. Yeah. So Jamie, you were madly in love with Alex Henriel. What? Why did you join it? Okay, let's say that. Why?
Okay, firstly, no, I was not. Man, no. Alright. Just, you're a young teen, you're curious about things, and you're exploring yourself. Not literally, that's weird, and you just thought, fuck it, why not see what's the crack, so to speak.
So you joined it because you were curious as to what it offered?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't join it to mock them immediately?
No. Admittedly, in my later years, possibly I look back at it and think, okay, well, that was weird.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, did you ever post on the message board?
I think like once or twice. I think I did like an introduction type thing, and then I may have commented on someone else, something to do with Knuckles. But other than that, I was more of a lurker, as you can very well relate.
I can relate to lurking, so...
That sounds so dirty.
Especially when Sonic passions the context.
So you never did you ever interact with Alex Henriel herself, then?
No.
No, okay. So did you consider saying that you were going to marry a fictional character on this website?
No. I'm proud of myself to say that at no point did I feel that I was going to be in love with any of them. But
okay,
possibly, and also during that time I was like working out my homosexuality, so maybe my fanboyish sort of misinterpreted that could be something else. Just to clarify, in my journey to find myself, I very much realised I am not sexually attracted to any Sonic character.
That's good to hear.
Not even Eggman? Come on.
I mean, that ass, but...
that ass, though.
But no. But at the time, you're just looking at things, like, admittedly, it was a lot of people talking about, like, Shadow and Amy, and Sonic and Amy, and everyone getting right up in Amy. And I was more interested in Shadow and Sonic, and I feel that ship was underrepresented. I was quite upset.
I think it's popping up all over the place. No, but really, it's like, so you're a Sonic fan too. Cool. So, do you like the games or no? I like Sonic and Shadow. I'm like, okay.
I like it when they run together.
Yeah, they run fast.
Okay. What in the world's going? Okay, so you how long did you visit this message board?
I don't know. I want to say I didn't like measure it in a period of time, but I knew it was during 1 year of school.
Okay.
So let's say about 9 months, 12 months. But like, it wasn't a phase that went with me forever. Must clarify to everyone, I didn't go on there and start jerking off to Sonic, alright? I'm not weird. I was just a very curious teenager.
The main thing everybody's thinking about. Yeah.
Right. Sometimes things happen. I don't think anyone should be ashamed that maybe they have been aroused by Sonic the Hedgehog material in the past, present or future. I don't... All inclusive. I don't know. I'm very sensitive subject.
Yeah, I feel this is a little.
I'm very okay. Did you ever, when you were visiting the site, did you ever hit a point where you went, "Oh shit, these people are kind of crazy"?
Yeah, because you sort of look at the forums, and a lot of them like discuss how they're attracted to them, or they start effectively fanfic writing, but as if it's real. And then a lot of them, and it was all very sexual, which is fine. Well, I guess you could interpret it as fine. It's only the longer you spend time in that forum, you realise that these people were probably going to end up being murderers and people who probably shouldn't be in society. So it was at that point I was like, oh wow, you're not just like mildly sexually attracted. You have problems, like legit, like I'm upset, I need to walk away now problems.
Yeah, because there are archives of a scant few messages that still exist, and they're not people who are like, yeah, drawings can be hot. It's more like, I literally think that Sonic is real and is my husband, which is what was kind of odd about the whole thing.
Yeah,
because you're blurring the line between fantasy and reality to the point where
exactly.
Yeah,
I think if anyone who, even if they went on that forum to like take the piss, I think when you realise that they're not just attracted to these things, but actually failing to distinguish what's real and what's not, that's when you're like, okay, time to go.
Right. So did you ever read any of Alex Henriol's famous posts while you were a member there?
Yeah, and like she did all, everyone's seen the sort of stuff that it's very much well archived, fucking pictures of Sonic on dildos and stuff. All that sort of stuff.
Gosh.
And her obsession that like Sonic had no association with real life. In fact, there's a point that like later on in life, when she realized that Sonic was voiced by a person, she lost her attraction to Sonic because she's fucking mad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. One time she had an Ask FM, is that what it was called, page, where you would like anonymously ask questions to people?
Yeah.
Yeah. I once asked her a question about Oshima, and she was like, "Who the hell's that?" And I went, "Yep." I just wanted to know if she had any idea who Sonic was, aside from
I've been thinking a bit about, because that huge article that I mentioned, they did a huge thing about her being like childlike, or like she didn't understand what she was doing or whatever. But it was also like they thought it was a bit, I don't know, hot that she appeared to be clueless. And I thought that was really unsettling.
It's very unsettling.
Yeah, they would just put her up front, like, oh look, she's totally off the rails. Oh look, that's so hot. That's really, really disgusting.
Yeah,
that people would like take her out of her comfort zone and like, oh look at this freak. I think that's really scary, because everything would have been fine if that forum would have remained a closed space, I think.
Well, it was for a time, because I mean, I know that when I discovered it, I think I did try to register just so I could read what was happening on it, because I was fascinated by it, but I wasn't allowed to. People weren't allowed to make new accounts at that point. But I don't remember when that was, so I feel like me asking you when you signed up is not going to be helpful to me.
We have 4 minutes left of airtime.
Yeah, I think I gotta wrap it up. I'm sorry.
Right, so
okay,
David.
Yes.
After, if you want to do any very quick summaries, and then we can overrun a tiny bit. It's fine. And then come to your conclusion.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun revisiting the idea of Sonic Passion. I don't know. The fact that you said I joined it just to see it, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I only knew about it after people started talking about it. It's just hard to fathom a moment where somebody was like, I have no idea what this is, let me look into it. And that you would visit regularly for 9 months. Because, I don't know, there's just something odd about it, but maybe because Sonic Passion is so infamous that just saying, oh, I was there early and didn't notice at first that it was crazy because they weren't that crazy yet, like, maybe that could have happened. Huh. I don't know. Let's see. Nicole, I don't know.
He doesn't fucking trust me now.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not far-fetched to think, oh, I role-played in private as Rouge the Bat, with a whole bunch of people. How many people?
I think that sounds like a perfect
Way to make me sound like a slut, David.
Yeah, well, how many people was it? I don't think I asked that.
No more questions.
Fine. And let's see, Lisa. Yeah. Having a shrine to Knuckles the Echidna that, I mean, if it's just pictures and image, like fan art, I guess I didn't even ask if it was just like, oh, Knuckles is cool, or if it bordered on the line of anything.
Of Sonic Passion.
You had a good chance.
It didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't sexy, right? It was just, I like Knuckles, or was
David.
it sexy?
David, no more questions.
Fine. Well, it's just, okay. Since I feel like the one that makes the most sense would probably be Lisa's, just because I remember the internet back then, and you would have shrines to characters, but they wouldn't necessarily be like, hey guys, sexy. It's just like, I love this character. The internet is wild and free. You threw in the web ring thing. I remember web rings. It seems the most believable to me. And since I have a hard time trusting Nicole right now.
So that's your final decision, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the guess. I'm gonna say Lisa did indeed have a website about Knuckles the Echidna.
Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a drum roll, and then Lisa, can you please, after the drum roll, tell David if you were telling the truth or a lie? Here we go.
I did not have a website about Knuckles the Echidna. However, I was, for a very short time, the owner of the Way Past Cool Sonic webpage. The most laughable thing.
David, you got it wrong.
But no.
Now, this is the interesting part, because it means either Nicole has a weird interest in Rouge roleplay, or I visited a porn site for Sonic.
This is what
I know. I was afraid about both of these.
So while you have lost,
can
you please give a second guess just so we can find out who it was?
Okay. The second guess. Well,
the chat room is getting so upset. They're like, British Andy just posted, Jamie, please tell me you didn't go and Sonic.
Right. Well, because Nicole said that it wasn't hardcore sex, it was just I love to roleplay. I'm gonna go with her because I just Sonic Passion,
so
reluctant.
Come on.
Right.
You sound so reluctant, David.
Okay,
Nicole.
My second guess then would be Nicole.
Okay, Nicole, drum roll.
It was true.
Okay.
Hooray!
I've never been on Sonic Passion in my life.
Alright, that's what I was.
That's what we think.
I had a feeling, because if you had been like, what is this, and you joined, I feel like even back then you would have been like, what the hell, and stopped.
Guys, listening at home, unfortunately David did not guess correctly, but we did learn today that Nicole, unsurprisingly, had a thing for Rouge roleplay with many, many people.
Who doesn't?
Wow. I feel like such a slut now. Guy's just gonna listen to this. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck have you been doing in your past?"
Kind of an intrusive question. How many? I don't know.
I don't know. Right, you just He's
So,
like, wait, why don't we
well
roll?
done to Lisa for doing a fantastic lie. Very
Thank you, thank
fantastic. Guys, listening at home, if you want to take part in Learning with Lurker, we are planning down the line to have listeners come in and take part in this game, and then you need to go on thesonicshow.org/the opinion zone and click on Learning with the Lurker and submit your details, and then in a few weeks time we will start going through those and having you guys on the show to take part as well. That's the end of the show, guys. It's over. Oh, where's the clap? There we go.
Hooray!
We have gone through much news, we have discussed the future of Archie, or lack thereof, and we have found out that I don't go on Sonic Passion, which is the most important thing everyone must take away from today.
Can I make a request?
You certainly can.
If Archie Sonic comics, if they either die or if they, by some miracle from God, continue, may I come on the show again to comment on that,
you certainly
please?
Can. I was just going to say, you have been a fantastic guest, Lisa.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. If people want to find you or what you do, where can they go find you?
Unfortunately, I am kind of Swedish, so you can visit my homepage, lisamedin.com. But you can also follow me on Twitter, which is also in Swedish, but then you can push the translator button.
Exactly. And
every now and then I will retweet Sonic stuff that nobody cares about, so please follow me for Sonic.
What's your Twitter username? Just Lisa Medin? Or?
I am really imaginative that way, so yeah, Lisa Medin it is.
Fair enough, fantastic. Make sure you guys give her a follow and tweet her and say what a great guest she is and whether you'd like to see her on the show again. Thank you, David, as always. Where can people find you?
You can always find me on Twitter at DT Lurker. You can also go to Sonic Retro. Hey, I actually wrote something on the front page. and always stay tuned for whenever Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3 comes out. P.S. Happy birthday, Skylar.
Yes, happy birthday, Skylar, Sega Sky. Yeah. Nicole, where can people find your sorry ass?
On YouTube comment section. Sorry.
Wow. You can find me on my YouTube channel, which is SPD64, all caps, and then you can find me on Twitter, which is at SPD64, all caps. Yeah.
Great. We will see you guys next week. We're hoping to have Poxy and his university back, as well as Sega Scourge, and he doesn't have any segments. So we will,
he's just there.
He's just there. If you guys haven't, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/The Sonic Show, and check out our Uncle Poxy University infomercial, where you can find out how to enroll at the university yourself. Worth a watch, I feel. So do check that out. And if you are listening on iTunes or just have an iTunes account, please go on the iTunes store, on your phone, on the desktop, search The Sonic Show. Please give us a 5-star review and a lovely detailed review. It really, really helps. Our return to the airs last week, we were the first Sonic the Hedgehog podcast to re-enter the video games charts on 3 different country stores. So, and reviews and things like that help. If you do leave us a review, we'll keep an eye out for them and we will read them in the following episode. So please do that. It means a lot to us, okay? We will see you guys next week. Again, thank you, Lisa, for being on the show, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to The Opinion Zone, brought to you by Audio Boom. Don't forget to check out our page at audioboom.com/channel/The Sonic Show. and leave us a comment. You can also interact with us at any time on Twitter by tweeting at Sonic_show. Until next time, by which I mean whenever Jay can be bothered again. Stay safe and please leave Froggy alone.